trend of being able to buy Bitcoin for under $10,000. Has the moment arrived? What can we expect from Bitcoin in the coming years? Just how high is the price likely to go, and how low is the price likely to go at the bottom of the next cycle? And just what's going to push the price so damn high anyway? Before I break that down for you, Bybit is running a special promotion until the 15th of August. So here's the deal. If you deposit 0.2 Bitcoin, then you'll get $110 in free Bitcoin to use on the website if you sign up using the link down below. And as an extra awesome bonus from the team over at Bybit, for those of you who are already signed up and have claimed previous sign up or deposit bonuses, then you are still eligible to get the $110 bonus from this summer promotion, assuming, of course, that you do make the deposit. Please allow up to 72 hours for the bonus Bitcoin to be credited to your account. And of course, if you're not signed up for Bybit yet, then please do understand this is a margin trading platform, and it is for experienced traders only. So, Bitcoin under $10,000. What a gift from the crypto gods that was. And that gift might be back again sometime soon, but nevertheless, buying 1 million Satoshis for around $100 today, pretty damn awesome. It's crazy to think, but Bitcoin still has 100x plus potential, making Bitcoin, of course, the opportunity of a lifetime for many regular investors. If this plays out and Bitcoin does hit $1 million a coin in the coming years, then for every $100 that you put in now, you will get a reward of $9,900 over the next decade or so. Assuming, of course, that's where the price gets to. Bitcoin has already totally changed the financial destiny of so many people, but the opportunity, it's far from gone, guys. There's tons of opportunity left with crypto. According to Raoul Pal, founder of Global Macro Investors, Bitcoin is ridiculously undervalued. He said the potential reward of buying Bitcoin far outweighs all of the accompanying risks. He said that even if Bitcoin has a 1% chance of doing 100x, then it is a buy. And he said that macro investors are looking at Bitcoin and getting interested because they don't see anything else as having the same kind of potential payoff that Bitcoin will have over the coming years. And yeah, of course, there are still some very bearish traders out there who are calling this current price situation nothing more than a bear market rally, and who are still calling for the price of Bitcoin to drop all the way back down to $2,000 or even lower. And yes, if you subscribe to certain theories, then this is where you would see Bitcoin heading. But I'm not a proponent of those theories. But do understand, though, that no one knows what the price of Bitcoin will be tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or any of that jazz. It's all really just educated guesses based on math. So, something to keep in mind. We could see Bitcoin under $10,000 quite a few more times before it really takes off, but for those dollar cost averaging in, the last 8 months have been an amazing time to accumulate Bitcoin. And for those of us who have been stacking and holding, good times for Bitcoin indeed, guys. People will tell stories about you in 10 years. How did you know? How did you know? You're some kind of crazy financial wizard who predicted the future. No, we just stacked sats and chilled. But regardless of the price of Bitcoin tomorrow or next month or any of that stuff, I am very confident of the long-term vision. And that once this properly takes off, we're never going to go back under $10,000. Just like $1,000 Bitcoin is never coming back. On March 17, 2017, Bitcoin crossed over $1,000, and it's never come back down since then. In fact, Bitcoin pulled a 20x in 2017, which is totally crazy. Bitcoin, of course, hit $20,000 back in 2017 and then corrected nearly 85% all the way down to $3,000, which is around 30x over the previous bear market lows and around 6x over the post-2016 halving low. In the not-so-distant future, the idea of buying Bitcoin under $10,000 will seem ridiculous to most people. Bitcoin, according to the logarithmic chart, is looking at around $100,000 to $120,000 or more at the peak of the next run, which means that basically we're just sitting here warming up the engines right now, guys. We haven't even started to take off yet. Also interesting that if things continue to play out as many people expect, then another 85% correction after the next peak might be inevitable, but that would put Bitcoin around $20,000 or more at the bottom of the next bear market. Let that sink in for a second. The next macro bear market low will be at least twice the current price of Bitcoin. And that's all on the low end of the estimates. Some people are saying that we could see prices hit over $300,000 within the next 2 to 3 years. If that happens, then the next cycle would probably be around $60,000 at the bottom for the bear market cycle. Which sounds crazy until you realize that people were not buying Bitcoin at $100 because they never thought that it could go much higher. And I also want to discuss with you the Bitcoin stock to flow model. Now, the stock to flow ratio is the amount of a commodity held in inventories divided by the amount produced annually. Now, a lot of people talk about gold when they talk about the stock to flow ratio. Gold is seen as the most respected commodity for its high stock to flow ratio, which basically has led to it becoming a global reserve asset held by both retail investors and central banks alike. But Bitcoin has a considerably lower stock to flow ratio than gold, and this is where the opportunity lies. Now let's take a quick look at this chart. Now this is both historical in nature as well as forward thinking. The purple line is the flow of Bitcoin's stock. The rainbow colored line is the price of Bitcoin over time. As we can see, the price has kept very close within the bounds of the stock to flow chart. So if this continues to play out as we have previously seen it do, then we are heading for that $100,000 plus zone as an almost inevitability. And look, maybe time will prove this chart wrong, but it hasn't been proven wrong yet. Time and patience are what is required to change your financial destiny by investing in Bitcoin. Now is the time to be in Bitcoin. The entire crypto scene actually is heating up big time, and it has matured so much since 2017, back during the silly season of yesteryear. Institutional acceptance is higher than ever for Bitcoin. Hedge funds, pension funds, endowment funds, millionaires, family offices, they're all getting into Bitcoin, much of which was not happening in 2017. We did have some starts of it, but not like we do now. Microsoft is building on Bitcoin. That was not happening back in 2017, guys. Coinbase has more than 30 million clients, which is more customers than Bitcoin. They can't each have one. And the total number of Coinbase accounts has doubled since 2017. Fidelity has 30 million clients, which is also more customers just at Fidelity than Bitcoin available. They can't each have one. And Fidelity is currently Bitcoin crazy. They're training their sales teams to get Bitcoin into the hands of their clients in every state of the USA by the end of this year. Fidelity was not selling Bitcoin to their customers in 2017, but now they are. A story from today about Cash App that they sold $125 million in Bitcoin in the second quarter of this year, representing nearly half of the revenue on the app. That's crazy. Remember, 2 years ago, the Cash App, it didn't exist, guys. Wall Street will need tens of thousands of Bitcoin to underwrite their futures contracts. Now, back in 2017, that was when the CME launched, and we only had cash-settled futures contracts. Now we have the New York Stock Exchange-backed company named Bakkt. We have NASDAQ-affiliated company ErisX, and we have a couple other companies too, which are all launching physically settled Bitcoin futures. The network for Bitcoin is now bigger than ever. Security is now 5 times what it was back in 2017 when the price of Bitcoin was double what it currently is. The US Congress has held hearings talking about the value of Bitcoin and how they are essentially powerless to shut Bitcoin down. And also in the US, the Fed is cutting rates for the first time since 2008, which is the first time it's ever happened under Bitcoin. And of course, they're printing more money, and that's a story that is repeated across many major economies. And of course, the Bitcoin halving event is coming in less than a year, which will bring the emission rate down to 1.8% annually. Globally, there are millions of investors who are facing troubled stock markets, trade wars, capital controls, negative yield bonds, inflation, rate cuts, and so much more malarkey happening out there, basically. Even a few percent of that money flowing into Bitcoin will easily send us up and over the $100,000 mark. The stage is set for a massive Bitcoin rally, guys, which will push the price to dizzying heights. And when this happens, Bitcoin is never going to touch the 4-digit zone again. It will be as unimaginable as buying Bitcoin for $1,000 or $100 is today. Anyway, guys, just my 2 Satoshis. As always, super appreciate your time and coming out and watching today's video. You let me know what you think about any of the stuff I've discussed here in the video. Do you think we're heading to $100,000 plus in the next 2 or 3 years? Hit me up down below. I'd love to know your opinion on that matter. As always, if you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button, guys. It'd be supremely awesome. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.